morning, home delivery squad. It is Thursday, and we are making good progress this week. We have one more day until the weekend. I know I'm ready for it. I know you're ready for it. Couple things to go over in our stand-up today. Meet the time clock. I'm sure all of you have seen this. It is an absolute necessity and requirement for us to use this device if we are here when this building is open, when we leave for our routes, and if we return and this building is open and we leave for our coming back from our routes. We've got to put our eyes on that, in, enter, put our eyes on that, out, enter, and then we go right here and sign that book. Kim has asked repeatedly for us to do that. It's a big problem when we don't for a lot of people through an accounting, payroll, Kim. So if we could stay on top of that, that'd be great. In the cases that this building is locked when we leave and the building is locked when we come back, make sure it's clearly noted on the manifest. Also, we need to be very sure that we're keeping time, because if we're having a big disparity between what we see in this book and in that time clock and what we see written on the manifest in relation to what we see on the dispatch track projected times, we're going to be having our pay modified. So let's just be super aware of that. Guys, this stand-up is going to be a couple little snippets. We talked about the time clock and signing the book and the importance there. This next section is going to be attention to detail. As we do these big projects and we do installations for our customers at residences, we need to keep attention to detail. Let me give you a couple examples of what that's going to look like. These handles right here for our refrigerators. All right, these often are not just snap-ons. Sometimes we need to use an Allen wrench to give a couple turns to this so that it can stay on the door securely. All right, generally it's a proprietary Allen and they come in the fridge. We also have tool bags with Allen wrench sets. One of the things I'm hearing from customers is that a detail that we're missing here, all right, is when we put these on, all right, we have the holes facing up, or we have the holes on the door facing out. We want to make sure that the Allen wrench holes with those set screws are either facing in for the main door or they're facing down for the freezer door. I had to go back in the Chamberlain delivery and flip a whole bunch of those freezer handles around so that those set screws weren't facing up. All right, guys, attention to detail. On every single range, we have three options regarding our anti-tip bracket. All right, it is our absolute responsibility from GE and by law for us to have this installed if we put this into the kitchen into place. On the IVR, you're gonna see three options. One, we're delivering the range crated, and that can be in the kitchen. Two, we can attach the cord and not install the anti-tip, but this range has to be left outside of the kitchen and pictured there in the IVR. Three, if we're going to install it and set it into place, this anti-tip bracket has to be installed. We have to note that on the IVR and the paperwork, and we also have to photograph that it is installed. Very simple to install. It's two screws that run through either into the floor or the baseboard. We set it up. Some of them have a template so we know exactly where to put it, and in other cases we have to measure off or just kind of eye it. Leave it a little loose, give it a little bit of a wiggle so that when you set it back, you don't have any problem getting it into place, and you're all set. This is what I call a goodie bag, all right? The goodie bag is a bag of items that we find in the drum of a washing machine, all right? These are not things just to be thrown away. These are actually items that we use for the installation of these washing machines, and they're extremely important. You're gonna see several things in here. One is a secure device for our drain hoses. The drain hoses runs right through here We give it enough of a feed so that it gets down to that drain hole really well, and we put that on it, and it just gives it that little arc. A big problem and a huge cause of very expensive claims is for these drain hoses to come out or to not be put in. A large amount of water damage can occur. It's extremely problematic for our customers. It's extremely problematic for us. So if you see these and you can use them, use them. This is also to come with a zip tie, all right? This zip tie can bring that hose and those water lines together to give it extra security. Comes right in there. If for some reason you don't need to use it, this is a great thing to keep in your tool bag. I was a big hoarder. I had extra screws. I had extra screws for electrical harnesses. I had all sorts of stuff, and these things come in handy. Last but not least, we have these caps. These are not garbage, all right? These caps go in the back of the washing machine where we've removed the shipping bolts. All right, that's gonna stop debris, dust coming into the back of the machine. It's just 4 of them. We stick one on each. These are the little touches that are gonna set us apart. All right, we're not doing Temco installations. We're doing ATS 5-star installations. 5. All right, so those little bits and pieces, the little touches, set screws down, GE emblems off, fascia caps in the existing holes when we're doing door swings. Putting these caps on. Just give it the extra touch. Trust me, they're gonna notice. Home delivery. As a last note, I was about to end this stand-up, but I will add this. We are absolutely supposed to answer the questions at the end of our scanner usage. That is a self-audit. It's called the driver self-audit. Of course, we are going to answer certain questions in the negative. No, we did not park in the driveway. All that, although by our SOPs, we are permitted to park in driveways where necessary, we still say no on that question. And then the other ones are pretty obvious. You know, we definitely want to say that we've resecured the load. We definitely want to say that we've given our welcome packet and discussed our SOPs. And, you know, we definitely, want to say that everything was placed in the location that the customer requested. So these are pretty obvious, but just make sure that we are answering that. Drivers are graded under a metric called driver self-audit.